All right, we're sneaking up on something you can find on the web pretty easily. Sometimes you see them in shops, but you rarely see them on the water or in someone's possession. And that is the Tronic surf stance board. I love Tronics. These two are Tronics, 137.41. I'm 165 pounds. 5 foot 10 inches tall, and I thought I'd give this thing a try because I love riding surfboards, I love riding twins, and trying to find that sweet spot between the two. Thought I'd give the Tronic a try. When I saw it, I thought, okay, well, it's 149 by 44 wide. That's a little bigger than I typically would ride. I was concerned about that. I like a narrower board, something that rides a little deeper, a little less leverage on my ankles and calves and shins. But I was very pleasantly surprised with riding this board, how well it rode and was easy to ride. I got the rear strap for me toward the heel side. That helps just in that natural upwind position, just being on the heel. I don't have to work that hard. But when you go to toe side, you really don't feel like you've got too much out there to bring down. It drops down nicely. I did mount this front strap on two different lanes of inserts. There's straddled inserts. The inserts straddle the center line. And I've got this inner attachment point on this lane, and I've got the outer attachment point for the strap over here. So that strap's more centered on the board, a little more kicked forward. This one is pretty much centered, a little bit toward the heel side, maybe 5 degrees tilted back. So this is set up for goofy or right foot forward. Run the two fins on the back that came with the board. When you order the board, it comes with a pack like this. It comes with these fins. Comes with a handle. I actually run the two stock fins on the tail. I run just one of the stock fins on my heel side up here, and I actually don't even put a fin over on this side because the only time I'm on that edge is if I'm riding blind, if I land blind or hop to blind, and I don't need it, and I just didn't put it on. So you can play around with that. But a couple more things about the board. The tail, we got a fish or a swallowtail here. You don't really notice that when you're riding the board on edge. You've got all the water line. It really rides a lot like these Tronics. When you're riding switch with this forward. However, when you flatten the board out, because you have less surface area here and you have that cutout, it allows the tail to drop down a little deeper where you want it. And you can actually feel that and appreciate that when you're out on the water. So that's something that's a major benefit. It's not just an aesthetic. The straps inserts are shifted back. So it really does have more of a surf feel to it, but you can still jam up wind on your heel side either way. The other thing I was going to mention was with the straps. These are the smalls. I have a 10.5 size foot. I have found on some of the straps, if I go with this H1 in particular, if I go medium and I'm riding barefoot, it's tough to get it as tight as I would like. With the small H1 on my size 10.5 foot, in the summertime here running barefoot, I can get that right where I want it, get my foot right down in that bed. There's a kind of grab for your toes here, kind of a ridge there. That works really nice as long as you can get the strap down. We ride in real cold weather here in Michigan also, on Lake Michigan, and I've got a 7mm booty that I wear, and this thing will open up with plenty of room for that 7mm booty, and you're kind of a little more exposed to the straps when you're riding the small with the booty. So I wouldn't want to put a large foot in there with no booties, because you'd be in contact with the straps and you don't want that. But with a booty, opening those things up works great. So I would say you're good to go with a small H1 on this board. Again, I'm used to riding smaller boards. I was concerned about the larger size, but it really wasn't any harder to manage. It just let me be off the kite power a little more. I've got it centered, the strap placement and pads centered within the inserts, which I think is kind of where the board is designed to have the weight. It's slightly wider stance than my 137 Tronic. On this 149, I'm a little wider. I could tighten it up if I wanted by moving things in, but actually on this board, slightly wider stance for this surf style. I really like it. Had a really great session on it. I wouldn't go to it if really there's just like knee-high chop. I'd just stay on my Tronics, but anything chest high and above, I would definitely grab this one out of the van, and it'd be the right tool for the job. And you know, if I had to pick one or the other for our riding, I probably would have this be my all-round board. I could definitely feel good about that. I wouldn't feel like it's gonna suck in flat water. It's still a lot of fun. It's just not as symmetrical, obviously, in flat water. So just depends on how you like to ride. And I hope you find that helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them up there in the comments, and we'll do our best to get a good answer for you. Thanks.